Hello guys, welcome back to, welcome to my first video, rebranding this channel. I'm gonna mainly be doing reptile stuff now. So yeah, for context, I'm Finnick and this is Lemon. He's my ball python. I might not have him out this whole video. We'll see. If he starts, moving around and a lot and wants to clearly go back in his tank, then I'll put it back. But yeah. I basically, for this first video, for the people who don't know me for my gaming content, I wanted to do an introduction, and I decided the best way to do that was through reptile hot takes. Although, firstly, I do want to say what animals I have. So obviously this is Lemon. He is a banana pastel ball python. I think he has some hats I can't fully remember. I might have to get him genetics tested at some point, because I can't fully remember what he has, but yeah, he's saying hi. And then I have two crested geckos. One is I think 5, maybe 6 now. His name's Jasper, and I'm not sure what Morphe. I think he's just a normal, but he's very cool. Yeah. And then you have Ginger, who's in the tank over there, and I'll show pictures obviously when I edit this, but yeah, I'll show Ginger. She's a super soft scale, and I think she's a pinstripe. But yeah, she's very, very cool. We love. She's I think maybe 2 years old now. But yeah, yippee. And this guy, I think I got him in 2020, I want to say. So yeah, he's about 5 years old. Sorry that math took me so long. And I'm sorry if you can hear my cat in the background. She is tweaking. Okay, so reptile hot take time. So I have a list here, so let me go through them really quickly. First off, my first one is that way too many people own large snakes. This guy obviously doesn't count, but retics, Burmese pythons, anacondas, both green and yellow. I mean, I feel way too many people have, you don't see many people with anacondas, but retics and burms you do. And way too many people, way too many people have them, I fear, because why are you keeping it in an 8-foot or 10-foot tank? I'm sorry, but that's a huge snake. I feel your snake should at the very least be able to fully stretch out and have a little more space in the end. This guy, he is in a 4x2x2, so, and he's probably 3.5 feet long. So, he has space to fully stretch out on one side if he wants to. Oh my gosh, Jinx, you literally never play with that thing. Why are you doing it now? Although at least she's not up here trying to mess with the snake. So, that's a good thing. I'll also have to put him away if she realizes that he's here and tries to mess with him. Because obviously, But yeah. Also, I feel a lot of people keep ball pythons at 40 gallons, which I don't really agree with. Personally, if it's a baby, yeah, but I feel they need more space when they're adults like this. Oh, dude, what are you doing? I feel they need more space when they're adults like this. So yeah, he wants to explore. He's trying to go around. Jinx, hopefully Jinx does not. Jinx is my cat, by the way. She's annoying, although I love her. She was also, I don't think she could be heard, but she was meowing in the background of some of my gaming videos. I don't think the mic picked her up, but yeah. Hi, buddy. Aw. I'm sorry, he's adorable. But yeah, I don't think you should have a berm or a retic if you can't have, almost a room-sized enclosure for them. They need a lot of space, especially females. They can get huge. We're talking, 16, maybe 20-foot snakes. Don't type on my Google Doc. What are you doing? Oh my god. He's a little dumb, but it's okay. But yeah, I just don't think that's right, personally. I don't think I would ever own a retic or a berm or an anaconda unless I want to have a herpetarium in the future, a zoo for, reptiles, amphibians, and maybe some inverts, I guess. But, I love vinegar. But, oh no. Okay, well, I'm gonna move back so that, yeah, stay away from my snake, please. Thank you. Yeah, that's Jinx. She's saying hi. Oh my gosh, dude. What are you doing? But yeah, I don't think I'd ever own a retic if I couldn't give them a huge tank. Okay, we're gonna put him back. So it turns out we're not putting him back because he doesn't seem to want to go back. Also, Jinx is leaving him alone, so that's good. Hi, buddy. You're so cute. But yeah, and I feel like the same applies to monitors. Like, I feel like a lot of the time people have monitors in too small tanks as well. Like, the monitors especially, because they're so active and they need a lot more space than I feel like they're sometimes given. So, yeah, just, if you plan on getting a retic or a berm, I mean, I feel like you should have a tank that's at least, like, maybe half a foot longer than your snake on the length, and then maybe, like, half that on the side, bare minimum, I would say. I'd prefer even like more, but yeah. Please give your retakes or berms, or if you are one of the people that gets anacondas, give them a big tank, please. Yeah. And now for my second one is all reptiles need UVB. I have two crested geckos, and I remember, I don't know if this is prevalent now, but I remember back when I got my first one, there were a lot of people who were like, oh, you don't need UVB for crested geckos. Like, it's okay. Like, you don't need that. It's like, no, you do. Both of mine have UVB, and I'm planning on actually getting, because one of them has Arcadia, the other has just like, I can't remember what bulb it is, but it's a UVB bulb. But Ginger has like the Shade Dwellers UVB from Arcadia, and I'm planning on getting one for my other one as well, because I feel like he has UVB, but I don't know if it covers it doesn't seem to cover most of like the space. So yeah, I'm thinking of getting him an Arcadia, just because, yeah. But yeah, like, give your crested geckos UVB. Like, they get it in the wilds. All reptiles, in my opinion, need it. Like, sorry. And I mean, it works as a light too, so it's like, you don't have to buy a light. You can just have like a UVB light that it gives you both light and UVB to your animals. He also has Arcadia. I think he also has Shade Dwellers. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. He says hi again. But yeah, that's a short one for the second one. But for my third, keeping adult animals is in tubs is cruel, and a lot of breeders are more so hoarders than anything. So this one, I remember I was looking up because I plan on breeding crested geckos in the future, and also maybe ball pythons. But I was looking up like how to breed crested geckos, and I got this video from this breeder, and I was looking at it. It was good information, but then I was like, all the crested geckos are in tubs. Like, even the adult ones are in tubs. Jinx, you stay away. Like, even the adult crested geckos. And it's like, keeping anything in tubs is bad, but like, keeping arboreal species in tubs as adults, like, they need a lot of space. Like, I'm planning on so one of my geckos, Ginger, she has, I think it's an 18 by 18 by 24. And then my other gecko, I don't know the measurements of his tank. It's like a weird tank. And it's honestly more long than it is tall. But it's tall, like, it's probably about 24 inches tall. Jinx, you stay away. No. No, 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 no. No, no, no. Please leave my snake alone. Please. I was gonna shut her out, but she would just scream the whole time because she doesn't like when she can't see me. Jinx, please no. No, this is not food. Please leave. Also, please stop sticking your butt in the camera. That would be much appreciated. I guess I'm just gonna talk like this now until she decides to leave. Okay, now she's just gonna stare at my crested gecko. Please leave her alone. Okay. But yeah, I'm planning on trying to get him an 18 by 18 by 36 at some point, because he's a big crested gecko. He's like 60, I think he might be like 55 now, but yeah, he's big. My other crested gecko, she's like 35. But yeah, so they need height, like a lot of it. So why are you keeping them in tubs? It just doesn't make sense to me. Like, obviously, oh my gosh, Jinx, please. Cat. Okay, I'm just gonna talk like this now again. So they need a lot of space, and obviously keeping baby crested geckos in like those little like critter keepers or tubs, that's fine, because you're monitoring them and they're very small and you want them to be able to find their food easily and their water and all that. But with big crested geckos, they need space, and you should give them that space. And to my knowledge, there are not tubs that are 24 or 36 inches tall. Maybe there are, but I don't think that was what was being used. It didn't really look like it. So no, like, don't do that. I get that tanks are expensive, and if you're a breeder like that with that many geckos, it would be a lot of money to have that many tanks. But if that's the case, you might, it's probably best to just learn how to make your own, or you can try and buy them, or you can try and buy them secondhand. I think, like, people will sell tanks on, like, Facebook Marketplace, or, there are other ways to get tanks where they're cheaper than what you could get from a store. But I'd say building them still is the best option if you're a breeder and you have a lot of crested geckos. I get that requires a lot of space, but, I plan on breeding them, but at a much smaller scale. And in that case, I would probably buy my own tanks, because also you can reuse them. And so, but like when you sell baby crested geckos, then you can put new ones in that tank that you had, the one that you just sold in. But building tanks is definitely a good idea, like a good thing to learn how to do if you're in this hobby, especially if you have a lot of animals, and especially if you have a lot of, like, ones that you're gonna breed and stuff. Yippee. So my next one is that spider ball pythons and scaleless ball pythons are basically the pugs of the ball python morphs. Now, I know this has been said a lot before, but there are still, like, quite a good couple of reptile YouTubers that, like, support keeping keeping and breeding spider and scaleless ball pythons, which I don't think is right. It's just, they're just doing it to make money off of an animal that is not gonna live the greatest life. So not great. The thing is with scaleless ball pythons is, number one, and obviously, they don't have scales, so they can cut themselves on all sorts of things. And number two, a lot of them that I've seen don't even have heat pits, which is not good, because they kind of need those. Those are kind of important for, like, finding food. And without them, they might feel, they might not be able to do that as well. So that is not very good. And I don't support it. And spider ball pythons, I've seen some of them where they're so bad that, like, they can't even eat. And I get that some aren't that bad, but, like, it's not worth it, in my opinion. Like, I'm sorry, but just because some spider ball pythons aren't, like, the wobble doesn't affect their lives that much, like, there's still a risk of it being so horrible they can't eat, and, like, they have to be euthanized. Like, I'm sorry, but I don't think you should breed those. I don't think it's okay. Even if you're making money off of it, I don't think that's a good reason to breed an animal that's just going to suffer. So yeah, if you want to buy a ball python, like, if you're looking for one, buy a banana pastel. I love these guys. But no, like, buy a species that isn't, just don't buy, like, a spider or scaleless, or, I think super cinnamons are also really bad. I'm pretty sure that those are the ones where, like, they can get a lot of kinks in their spine when bred, and, like, a lot of them have that problem. So don't buy those either if you see them. I haven't personally seen very many of them for sale, but, like, don't. Like, buy ball pythons like this, where, like, they're okay. Jinx, you were being so good. You were sitting over there and not being in the way. Okay, well, now she's gonna just jump on my crested gecko's tank. I have to put pillows on top of the tanks. Don't worry, they don't, like, cover the mesh fully, but it's just so that she won't stab them, potentially, or mess up the mesh as much. But she has messed up the mesh a little bit, which is not fun. So yeah. Okay, so yippee. Buy a ball python breed that isn't, that doesn't have problems, because you don't want to support the breeding of spider ball pythons or scaleless ball pythons or super cinnamons, or, there's all sorts of. I remember I was really interested when I first saw panda pieds, because I thought they looked really cool, but apparently, like, the super black pastel morph that is added in there often has problems with, like, I think it's cleft lips sometimes, kinks and spines, bug eyes, all sorts of things like that. And so if you see a panda, like, if you've, wanted a panda pied, instead what you should get a cinnamon super mahogany pied, because those are really cool and I love them. But yeah, it's cinnamon, super mahogany, and pied all combined, and it looks really cool. It looks basically the same, but they don't have the same problems, which is great. So yeah, I would recommend one of those. They are expensive right now because I don't think too many people are working with them, but they're really cool, and I would love to breed them in the future because also I love cinnamon super mahoganies because they're just jet black belt pythons, and I think that's so cool. So yeah, and what's it? Just super mahoganies are also really pretty. I think they just have like the little yeah, they're like black, but they have like a little stripe down their back, which is really cool. So yeah, and then I'm gonna move on to my last one, which is again another thing that should not be bred. My opinion, Chihuahua and crested gecko hybrids, do not do it, please, and don't buy them either. I don't think you should support that. My thing with hybrids is if, like, for example, I wanted to say, like, for example, hybrid tree monitors, like, if it's something where the species are, like, in the same full-on genus and are so closely related that they have, like, the same care requirements as well, then I don't think that that's necessarily bad. And if they're around the same size, which is the case with tree monitors, I'm pretty sure at some point tree monitors were, I remember hearing that at some point they were all, like, likely one species and then split off into different variants, like based on the islands that they ended up getting split into. But they're so closely related, they're similar size, they're similar in like all their care requirements, and so I feel like that wouldn't be bad, like wouldn't be that bad. I still, be careful with it, because like obviously who knows what could happen, but the thing is with chihuahuas and crested geckos is that they have different care requirements, mainly with temperature. Like I've heard chihuahuas often need like a lot warmer of temperatures and they need a basking spot, which crested geckos don't really. They need to be kept like around, in like the set like 70. That's what I keep mine at personally. Like around room temperature. But chihuahuas, like, they need to bask. And so that, like, their basking temperatures could do damage to crested geckos. And so if you're hybrid, like, you don't know whether you should give it chihuahua care or crested gecko care, or it's just confusing. And you don't know how many bugs you should, because chihuahuas need more bugs. And, they need crested gecko diet still, but, like, they need more bugs mixed in. And it would just be really confusing, and you have no idea, like, how to properly take care of your animal because the care requirements are different. And also, that's not even to mention the danger of breeding crested geckos and chihuahuas, because chihuahuas, like, especially if you're breeding a male chihuahua with a female crested, but even if you're breeding a male crested with a female chihuahua, the chihuahua geckos can hurt the crested geckos or even kill them. Like, it's dangerous for your crested gecko. It's not safe. And again, if you have a female crested gecko that's laying chihuahua eggs, I've heard also that like chihuahua eggs have more like calcium, and so it's kind of hard to like they're more difficult to lay apparently, and so you don't want your gecko getting egg bound or anything, and it's just not a good thing to do. Like don't breed cresteds and chihuahuas. It's just dangerous. I don't think it's a good idea. So yeah, please don't do that. He also says to please don't do that. Oh hi, you saying hi? He's saying hi. Hello. But yeah, those are all my hot takes really for now. But yeah, let me know if you enjoy this. Let me know what kind of reptile videos you'd like to see me make in the future. I, at some point, want to do, like, a commentary video where I talk about, like, the damage that, like, Hollywood has done to snakes and, like, their perception, and also with, like, other animals like piranhas, sharks, rats, spiders, the whole, all those guys, the animals that a lot of people don't like because they've, been taught to be afraid of them. But so I want to talk about that, and then I'd also love to do, like, reaction videos where I react to reptile TikToks and, like, tell you, like, I want to react to, like, the videos where it's like, oh, that's not, like, you shouldn't be doing that. And I want to talk about why what's happening in the video is bad and, what you should do instead, basically. Yeah. And I'm hoping to get a black tree monitor at some point. I'm gonna go to Reptile Expo soon, and I'm gonna see if I can find, like, a good breeder, but I need to get an enclosure and all that stuff, and I also want to have a dubia breeding colony, which I will probably show you how to set up beforehand so that I can make sure I have enough roaches to feed the lizard. So yeah, yippee. And I'd love to do enclosure setup videos. So yeah, for that, here, let me get this guy on one hand. Here we go. But yeah, I'd love to do enclosure setup videos as well. Like, I definitely want to do that. If I end up getting a black tree monitor, I would love to do a video where I set up the enclosure. Hi, buddy. But yeah, thank you for watching. He also says thank you for watching. Bye. Please subscribe. It will be very Sigma and cool.